Ynw Melly murder trial hit the fan today. The prosecution ambushed Melly's team by bringing up Melly's girlfriend's mother without even warning them that this was happening today, and then proceeded to ask her improper questions that could be deemed prejudicial towards Melly. So later in the video, you'll see Melly's team filing a motion for a mistrial, which would kind of be a disaster because then they have to do everything over again and have the whole trial restart. But we're not going to find out if that happens until Tuesday of next week. First look at Melly today on day number 4. Seems like she just told him something that could annoy him. She's trying to tell him to stop smiling, but I don't think that really matters. Like, maybe the judge is seeing it, but the jury isn't even in there, so it doesn't really matter if he's smiling or not. See, it seems like she just told him something that annoyed him a little bit. Forensic scientist, and she's the manager of the department.
That is now a closer-up image of that particle, taken at 3,200 times magnification, where you can see clearly that it is bright, it is round in shape.
So she's looking at the particles that were found on Portland's hands right here. And this is just proof that he had gun residue on his hands.
Right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of gunshot residue, and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of gunshot residue and 1 2-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was gunshot residue present on the hands.
Here's Melly's lawyers now.
You're aware that GSR can be found on clothes, right?
Yes, that's possible.
Did Detective Moretti send you any clothes of Cortland Henry?
He did not.
He didn't send you any of the clothes?
No.
Were you aware that the Miramar Police Department
Ain't send no clothes.
collected Cortland Henry's clothes?
No, I was not aware of that.
I think he's bringing up his clothes to make it look like the Miramar Police Department intentionally did not send it to this woman to test it for GSR. Yeah, Melly's trying to make it look like that they didn't send her stuff on purpose to investigate Cortland more. So this is the Snapchat records.
All of the photos and videos in that particular item or of Jamel that are videos that the defendant sends to her that in which he indicates you shouldn't be speaking on me, basically discouraging her from speaking with law enforcement.
You just said there's videos of Melly saying you shouldn't be speaking on me.
Yep, I'd like to know what you're going to show to the jury. They're objecting to it, saying it's not relevant.
They're objecting to it, saying it's not relevant. The judge wants to know what she's going to show to the jury exactly in these Snapchat videos, because the jury isn't out there yet, by the way.
This is the one that I indicated would potentially have the items that defense didn't want in, such as the names of the songs of the defendant.
We don't have to concern ourselves about that. The state agreed to get that out.
Image of the defendant.
A lot of people were saying Melly didn't wear gold grills anymore. I'm seeing a lot of pictures of him wearing gold grills at this time period. Whoever was saying that was wrong.
An image of the defendant and Mariah Hamilton.
Because of that fist fight, the dad said that his gold grills got knocked out. People were saying he didn't even
Sounds like just, anyways. It could be a speech impairment.
wear gold grills this time, but he did apparently.
Image of the defendant.
You're saying this is the defendant and Mariah Hamilton.
So far, none of these seem relevant at all to me, in my opinion. It's just random pictures of them on Snapchat.
Yes, again, this is the Snapchat logo of the defendant.
Jesus. It's 8 days before him and Juvie. Wow.
Alright, thanks for shaking this. Maybe the most important shaking.
There's no way they're going to show that gun. There's no way they're going to show this to the jury.
19 vaccines, 750 down each. I ordered that it'll be a meal.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do with anything.
Didn't do that.
Get a gun at one point.
Okay.
How many?
Your Honor, our first objection would be relevant.
First objection would be relevance.
There was not a single video that you witnessed there implicates in any way any fact and issue in this case. Aware of what a Snapchat account is, you can access that Snapchat account from your computer that's right before you. Snapchat account or any social media account is not particular to a device. There is nothing there that concerns the events of October the 26th, 2018.
I don't think any of the Snapchats were even within 24 to 48 hours of the murders in general. So unlike the X case where they had a bunch of Snapchats of the 4 guys that killed X from the same day within hours of the murders, like that would be relevant, but these aren't.
What's in writing is essentially a dump, a selective dump, I think from August the 3rd through some date in November, indicating that there are messages there that relate to the offense. The state should isolate those messages and make its argument as to what the relevance of those statements is.
They didn't already isolate these messages. It's just a huge dump of messages that they're trying to show the jury. It should be isolated messages.
Because I'm dealing with relevance here. Assuming that those statements are indeed statements of the defendant, they have to have some relevance to this trial and facts and issue at this trial. Conversations between him and any person might cast him in a poor light because of the manner in which he communicates. How is that relevant to this case? So relevance is number one.
He's going to bring up authenticity, like if they're fake or not.
Authenticity issues or authentication issues, and I think this is the only day we didn't get any indication, and so there's an element of ambush. But nonetheless,
They didn't even tell him they're going to do this today. Bro said element of ambush. I think what he's trying to say is if the state wants to bring these messages from Snapchat, they need to have all the people that also were receiving them too. Which seems very hard.
acknowledge that he had no idea who was on the other side of the emails and texts. Here we have nobody at all, let alone somebody whose knowledge is insufficient. They have to establish relevance of each statement. They can't just say, here are all the communications he ever made, and notwithstanding who he's making them with.
Evidence may be authenticated by appearance, content, substance, internal patterns, or other distinctive characteristics taken in conjunction with the circumstances. The defense is not agreeing that it's his account, so then the burden is on the state to prove that it's his account. As such, the evidence itself shows that it's authentic, as it is the defendant in every single one of those videos.
So yeah, Melly's team is basically saying that everything before the murders, like weeks before, is irrelevant and it's just blanket statements. And the prosecution is basically saying it's his Snapchat, his face is on all these videos, like it's his.
One of the videos I saw has a gun in it, and I don't see how that is relevant to anything, and I think it's more prejudicial and probative.
So the gun video, he just said it's prejudicial.
I'm not allowing that 403 analysis, but I don't see how any of these, the pictures and the videos with all the flashing and cash and all that really has anything to do with anything. I want all those out.
No money videos of him flexing the money.
Video with the murder on my mind, and I agree with that. That should be out as well.
Yo, this sounded like a win for Melly, yo. Like a real win. Like, think about it. My guy he ain't even get understand yet, and they throwing things out. That's kind of nuts, though.
All right, okay.
That's a W for the defense right there. The murder on my mind shit got out, the cash pictures, and the gun video.
That's what I'm saying.
Violate the judge's order, then it's your problem. I need to review it.
If you violate the judge's order, then it's your problem.
There may be another issue. We have reason to believe that the state intends to call Miss Felicia Holmes in this next session.
Melly's girlfriend's mom.
Witness shall not be called merely to be impeached. That is the case or not, but I'm concerned that trying to unring a bell.
I think he's trying to say that they're trying to charge her with a crime, calling her to stand, like set her up to be charged with a crime.
And they seek to only impeach their own witness by a prior inconsistent statement amounts to hearsay because it's being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. So when it
Because of inconsistent statements, she could be charged with that?
says A and then recant.
Oh, that's crazy. So maybe they have her like on paper. Maybe they have her on paper saying something in the past, and maybe she like changed her answer to now. So now they're trying to see what she gonna say in court, and then from there, no matter what, they'll be like, oh, so which one was true? The one you said this day or the one you said the other day? And then they could probably try to hold her and like, for, giving false evidence or whatever.
Hansen says B.
Yeah.
And the state wants to get A in and knows that the witness's current position is B.
I believe there are instances in which her memory is no longer available, and that she would testify that she was truthful to law enforcement at the time of the statement in December of 2018.
Yeah, so she's explaining that Felicia's going to come up and basically say she doesn't remember a lot of stuff. This lady forgot about a lot of things. Who knows what that means?
And the state has not sought to refresh her recollection, in which case she would have been prepared to testify that she comes in here and says something different, and then she impeaches her with a prior consistent statement. We also took her deposition, Ms. Holmes, on December 14th of 2022.
This deposition, a video I made, I'll put on the screen right here. This deposition's crazy, dude. A lot of crazy shit in that video.
It's a pretext, it's in bad faith, and it's improper. It's prejudicial.
She says, I don't remember, or I can't remember, approximately 26 times.
She said, I can't remember 26 times in her deposition.
Those phone conversations come in through that witness. It's just improper.
So he's saying it's improper that they're bringing her up and bringing up her phone number in general.
So in terms of authenticating the phone numbers and laying the foundation for when these come in later on.
All right, so we're just going to see where it goes. You make whatever judgment you think are appropriate.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sorry, something funny?
Pardon me?
Something funny?
Not that you're ruling. Your Honor, I mean no disrespect.
The judge just said, is something funny? And he said, not at your ruling.
Something funny?
Not that you're ruling. Your Honor, I mean no disrespect. And I hope
Your Honor, I mean no disrespect.
you don't get that impression.
Let's bring the jury.
Thank you.
He's staring down the prosecutor. Wow, that's awkward. He looks a little bouncy and agitated that his girlfriend's mom's about to come in and get on the stand. So here we go. For context, she got arrested for avoiding her deposition for months on end, but apparently it turned out that they were sending the subpoenas to the wrong address. Apparently, she got arrested in the Virgin Islands, then extradited back to Florida and was jailed for like a week or two, and then deposed back in November and December of 2022. So that's why she's gonna have a big attitude here. And apparently they put an ankle monitor on her and kind of embarrassed her at her job, which she was a nurse, I believe. She's not gonna be a happy camper up there. You know what I mean? The state is kind of forcing her hand, and they've also threatened to charge her daughter if she didn't cooperate. Any mother would be very upset to be in this situation.
How are you today?
Not good. No, I'm just, I don't feel comfortable.
Are you nervous?
I feel threatened.
I feel threatened by the state, obviously. I'm sure some people thought that she meant by Melly, but no.
She's 22 right now.
When was she involved in that romantic relationship with Melly?
I think maybe 2016 or so till maybe 2019, 20. I call him Ynw Melly.
Do you see him here in the courtroom?
Yes, I do.
Where is he?
He's right here.
And what's he wearing?
A white turtleneck and a gray jacket.
Surprising that she smiles at Melly, to be honest. There is a history between Mariah and Melly's mom. They've gotten in some arguments in the past that came out in her deposition in my video.
How many times have you met him in person prior to that?
A couple.
A couple?
I think two maybe.
Did you follow him on social media?
Only met Melly twice before the incident. They were dating for like 2 years before that. That's strange.
Who is the female over there?
That's my daughter.
And which daughter is that?
Mariah.
Okay. Who else is in that photograph with him?
I should know.
Who is pictured in this photograph?
My daughter Mariah.
So the
Why does this video of him taking a video of her ID have anything to do with anything? Like, that's his girlfriend's ID. Why does that matter?
I did overhear. I'm not quite sure exactly the context of the call, but I did overhear the phone call.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what woke you up that morning.
Just hear my daughter's voice.
Full details of this are in my other video when her daughter got a FaceTime from Melly.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember anything the defendant said on that video?
Not verbatim, no, I don't.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to read the statement you gave in 2018?
I read the statement.
Okay.
I don't recall. I don't remember anything from that statement, but I do remember my deposition from December 22.
So the deposition that would have been 6 months ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Could she actually have forgotten shit that she told the police 5 years ago? Yeah. Is that the truth? Probably not.
Were you honest and truthful with law enforcement when you spoke with them?
Whoa.
I would hope so. I mean, it was 2018. I went through a lot in that year.
That's a weird line of questioning. Were you honest and true? Like, of course you definitely trying to tie her up, get her to say she was lying then or she's lying now. You think you slick? You ain't slick.
So I'm not sure where my mindset was at that time.
You ain't
Did you lie to law enforcement?
I would hope not. I don't remember.
I would hope not. So that's a good dodging that question a little bit.
You don't even remember?
I don't remember. Because 2018 was a very hard year for me. My husband just went to prison. My father died. I had a lot going on, so I was really happy.
Damn.
I do remember that they kind of bullied me and threatened my daughter and take her to jail for accessory after that. I do remember that.
Yes. And in terms of the statements that you made about
The prosecutor skimmed past that really quickly. Yeah, the police tried to bully her into fucking giving them details to charge her daughter. Like, that is crazy to me.
If I was to tell you something now, I could be lying. I don't want to understand, but you won't take me to jail. So I'm saying what you want me to say.
I do not want you to say anything. I want you to tell the truth.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So Ms. Holmes,
She's so scared to be taken to jail right now. Wow. I feel like I'm watching a fucking Netflix show, dude. Like, this is so ridiculous.
did you lie to law enforcement?
I just asked and answered.
So Melly's team said objection, asked and answered.
Did you lie to law enforcement?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. Going forward to the events of that day.
Yes.
When you heard that phone call, where were you?
I'm home. I heard that there might have been a shooting.
Okay. Did you see any pictures or videos of anyone who was injured at that point?
No, I did not.
Did you see the defendant on the screen of that video call?
I saw his face, yes.
I just watched Felicia walk out.
I would offer the court a copy of this deposition over lunch to review. That makes it clear that she is recanting.
So Melly's team's explained that she's changing her statements.
Jamie King's phone records, which authenticate the statements, for example, that Felicia Holmes said she immediately called Jamie King, that is shown in Ms. King's phone records. So there's outside sources that corroborate the sum and substance of her December 2018 statement.
She said there's outside sources that corroborate her first statement in 2018.
I think she was scared about testifying, scared that something she might suffer some repercussions from that. And the jury's probably wondering, why would she say those particular words? Why does she feel like her life might be in danger?
In the beginning, she doesn't. She seems to be, very compliant, but there's obviously discomfort that she has in testifying here. So, and she's going to get walked through these tapes and what apparently are admissions relating to this crime that the defendant's charged with. and the gang overtones that are behind the scenes of this trial, whether they actually come in or enter the trial is another question.
Yeah, I certainly felt she gave off some type of vibe that she was a little hesitant and holding back.
So the state is basically saying when Melly FaceTimed Mariah, he admitted to certain things.
I think the defense has done a really great job, especially dealing with Snapchat information, making their objections clear on the record. How is the prosecution going to put the gun in Melly's hand? How are they going to make him the trigger man? I understand their theory. They have promised a lot, but I don't see how they're going to put the gun in the hand. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, a lot of experts are saying, even lawyers. I follow Melly's former lawyer on Instagram. He's even saying that a lot of this is a reach. Like, they haven't really put that gun in his hand yet to show that he shot and killed them. They just have footage of him entering the car and nothing else. The ballistics were kind of sloppy yesterday. Like, it's definitely swaying towards his side, but it's all up to the jury. Who knows?
Do you remember coming into that deposition?
Yes, I did. I was in jail, put in jail.
Correct. So it's clear
I was put in jail.
you don't want to be here.
You're making me be here. Yes, I have
Yes.
a house about a band on it. I'm nervous. I can't even work properly. Yes.
You were under house arrest because you failed to comply with this subpoena.
No, you're not
Excuse me,
servicing us.
sustained.
December of 2022, you said that this is a correct statement.
Objection.
Sustained.
So, Ms. Holmes, is the December 2018 statement that you gave correct and honest?
Objection. Ask and answer.
Excuse me.
Statement, correct and honest.
I don't remember the December 2018 statement.
Why does they keep asking her this? If this is correct and honest, she's just going to keep saying she doesn't remember. A lot of people are going to start saying this lady's paid off, dude. She's being really vague, avoiding questions. People are definitely going to start saying that Melly paid her.
Did you state that it was an honest and correct statement?
That's what you put in the deposition. I don't remember saying it, so I can't remember.
Would the audio of the statement of December 2018 help?
Objection. It's irrelevant. She testified 3 times.
Excuse me. Not as to this. Go ahead. Overruled.
You can just tell Melly's team's getting annoyed. Objection. It's irrelevant.
So when you said Frito, is this the individual's house you went to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Fred is the one that apparently picked up Melly at some point after the whole situation because Melly was sending him drop pins of his location.
Ms. Holmes, how much money has the defendant's manager given you since the October of 2018?
Objection. Relevance.
Watch them sideways.
She said none, though. She answered none. Fucking had a feeling that was going to get brought up.
Can we clarify who he is? Jameson Francois.
Can we clarify who Jameson Francois is? That's Melly's manager, 100K track.
Yeah, who is Jameson Francois?
He's Melly's manager. We're all friends.
We're all good friends. Oh, dude, there's I already know the cops are going to be saying this lady got paid off, dude.
Do you remember? What do you remember about this name?
That they had a sleep.
What happened to it?
Objection. Relevance.
Sustained.
Aaron, maybe approach that door?
Melly's lawyer's not playing games, dude. So many objections.
I still don't recognize the number.
Judge, permission to treat the witness as hostile.
Objection. Watch them sidebar, please. Asking leading questions, she's basically saying, she doesn't know, or that's the end of it. I mean, you can't go much further.
The judge basically just told her to stop asking the same questions.
Felicia Holmes, that I'm showing the court now that she has previously identified as her specific Instagram. It is saying the promises that were made to us by Ynw for me to quit my job and they would take care of us were all lies. They didn't want us talking with prosecutors, but now they have all disappeared. I quit my job based on what Track and his wife or company said. Now look, we can't go home. We're spending all my money I worked for and they taking trips and enjoying life. If you think I was a beast before, wait until this trial. I'm not holding anything back. I'm doing what I should have done in the beginning. They can call me Miss Snitch Bitch. So, Judge, it's very clear from this record that my intention and what the witness has represented to me in all shapes and forms that she was going to be honest and truthful. Felicia Holmes is saying they made me quit, told me that they would take care of us until trial was over. But guess what? Lies as usual. I was making $9,000 weekly. I didn't need shit from them, but everyone begging and pleading. Now they all ghost. I got something for Track, though. He lied to me and my child for the last time. Again, saying you're going to air him out to the prosecutor.
That don't look too good for Melly's team.
You don't remember your phone number in
I'm
October
telling you guys,
2018.
I do not remember my phone number.
And are you telling the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that you don't remember your daughter's phone number?
No, I do not remember my daughter's phone number.
And there's nothing that
Who doesn't remember their own phone number and their daughter's phone number?
That was 4 years ago. I've had so much trauma in my life since then. I don't remember that.
I don't know my mom's number.
I already looked at it when she was.
So is the
I don't remember that. It's like 3 times already.
So you don't recall
I don't recall making that statement.
Excuse me, one at a time, please. Let her finish her answer before you ask the next question.
your daughter didn't tell you?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
So did you ever make a statement different than that?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Into that you remember coming to Fort Lauderdale.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Ms. Holmes, is it your testimony you don't remember why you came down?
I told you why I came down.
Okay, why is that?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Ms. Holmes, have you ever?
The prosecution is doing terrible. Why did they bring this lady up if they knew she was just going to say, I don't know, over and over? They knew that beforehand. The Instagram messages about her being, you know, kind of paid off a little bit are a little concerning though, but you know.
Did your daughter ever threaten to cooperate with law enforcement?
Objection.
Sustained.
Ms. Holmes, did you threaten to cooperate with law enforcement?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Different question. When you came down to Fort Lauderdale, was your daughter concerned for Mr. Dennis?
Objection. Cause for conclusion on part of this witness.
Based on your daughter's demeanor, have objection.
Sustained.
What is this prosecutor doing? Every single objection is getting sustained.
Did you ask Mr. Dennis what had happened?
No, I did not.
Nothing further.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
When you first took the stand, you said, I feel threatened.
Yes, sir, I do.
Who do you feel threatened by?
Objection, Your Honor.
Ruled.
Christine Bradley, the prosecutor's office.
This prosecutor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Wow! That was crazy. He pointed right at that prosecutor saying, I feel threatened by her.
Did you fail to appear for numerous court appearances?
No, he never served me. Lied.
Okay.
He lied to the court.
And-
it wasn't even served correctly.
And prior to that, you were served with a subpoena
Never.
in February of
He
2019.
never served me.
This doesn't seem to be helping the prosecution at all. It makes them look sloppy and almost like they're bullying a witness. But at the same time, if the jury is able to see those Instagram messages at some point, which I doubt, that's going to be crazy.
Introduce admissible evidence after admissible evidence to the substantial prejudice of this defendant. Not only did they do it after we raised the issue, they did it after the court ruled against the state and admonished the state not to do just that. Mr. Dennis has been prejudiced. This jury sat there and watched this fiasco unfold with at least 10, maybe 15 sidebars after every 2 questions. It is highly prejudicial. This jury has been tainted.
Oh, wait, he's going to ask for a mistrial?
And we
He
move forward.
has to, bro.
Yes, it's our motion for
This
this.
was
This
chaotic.
is the second one. All right, go
Well,
ahead.
second one. Judge, in my entire career, I've never heard the state imply with no evidence whatsoever that the defense team would take care of this witness. And even though the court gave that instruction and told them to ignore it, that question, the defense team would take care of you if you answered like this, is so improper. Not only does it taint our client on the other questions, but it taints everybody at this table. It's pretty hard to ignore something like it when their entire questioning for the last 30, 40 minutes have been so improper, and they proceeded and proceeded and proceeded. We're moving for a mistrial.
And just for the record, Your Honor, I personally have seen Ms. Holmes in the flesh or spoken to her twice ever at that deposition and today. Never by phone, never by text. Couldn't distinguish her from a can of paint until she showed up for the depot, and I haven't spoken to her since. So just to let the court know, there is no factual predicate for implication, or not implication, the accusation made by the state that the defense sought to take care of her.
And the same for me. I met her at the depot and saw her today.
Hey, me too, Your Honor. But I didn't meet her at the depot. I only saw her today.
For the record, it was my first time ever seeing her in my life.
Defense read into it and implied it meant it was never said the defense team in any way, shape, or form. So defense implied or read into that in some additional context that was not intended in any way, shape, or form. I'm basing the records and the statements that this witness made and put forth in her Instagram account about this case.
She's saying it's not the defense team that are going to take care of 3 lawyers right here. It's not them. It's
Of
Melly's
course she
management.
gonna,
So
take
they're
that
pushing
back.
for a mistrial now because the prosecutor basically asked improper questions and brought up inadmissible evidence, which they're not allowed to do because the court ordered that, obviously. And now they're pushing for a mistrial, but that was pretty wild. And those Instagram messages, just because this lady said that Melly's manager was going to take care of them, doesn't necessarily mean it's true at the end of the day. You know what I mean? People lie. So she could be lying. On the stand, it seemed a little sketchy not remembering your phone numbers. Who doesn't remember their phone numbers, though? Extremely sloppy on the prosecution's part. Will there be a mistrial? I doubt it. We'll see come Tuesday. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe. I'll keep covering this.
Alright, facts. Facts. Alright, gang, so you know we just did that recap. Day 4, crazy, mad chaotic. Keep drawing, yo.